afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT with Legacy Art Games, and we are back streaming virtual tabletop gaming for disabled and chronically ill gamers. With Legacy Art Games, and we are back streaming virtual tabletop gaming for disabled and once again, I forgot to mute my own stream, pardon that. Today we have a new GM on the Streamathon. It is GM Tompson, and he is going to be also introducing a new module for the stream, new and very popular Rime of the Frost Maiden. So, GM Tompson, take it away.
All right, guys. First of all, welcome to this session. We're going to be talking a bit about everything related to the setting itself and the characters that we chose. As I was making some choices as a group in order to get a better feel for what we want this campaign to be like. So it's going to be more like a session 0.5 into a session 1. So, well, should start small, right? So first of all, what's this campaign about? Obviously, we are very far north. As such, it is incredibly cold. Most likely the place where we are going to start at, it's going to be the town of Bryn Chander, one of the 10 towns in this region. I imagine that all of you have your own ways of having made it up here at this moment, but the overview is that there has been something happening within the Icewind Dale and the 10 towns themselves, which is that the whole region was put on an everlasting winter. So the main focal point of the story is Icewind Dale itself, and which Auril the Frost Maiden has enveloped in a perpetual darkness. So most of the adventure is going to take place in Arctic wastelands, small settlements, and various dungeons throughout. When it comes to the themes of the adventure themselves, we have a lot of different things, some of them which you might not even be expecting, because the basic theme is survival, order, and isolation. But there are enough different elements within this module that you might be able to see some comedy, some Indiana Jones style relic hunting, some sci-fi elements, and some classic high fantasy. So let's get right to the start. There is one thing which we are going to figure out immediately before we even get started playing, which is this. It depends on the group on how this campaign is run when it comes to the survival aspects. After all, not everyone enjoys the same things in role-playing games, especially in D&D, which is more of a combat-focused game by default, right? And there's not that many rules when it comes to exploration and whatnot, but there are indeed given options to the players and DMs to make this more of an emphasis on wilderness survival. So that is one option if you want to go with that. How do you guys personally feel about the idea of survival within arse terrains and whatnot? Do you like the part of the game of scavenging for food, for example? Or is it more like nitpicky and you just would like to keep going and move on with the story?
Well, I feel like a big part of the story is the harsh environment, so sure, perhaps that's part of the adventure.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, the harsh environment is going to be there no either way, right? The biggest thing I'm asking in particular is about the nitpickiness of the wilderness survival, right? It can be more of a very detailed approach, like where you are constantly battling against the environment, or it can be like not bothering too much with the minutiae of survival, right, and just get moving with the story, as long as it doesn't get to the point where survival is the main factor. It's a bit of a give and take, which is up to you guys on how much you actually want it. I'm not sure how do you guys feel.
I'm pretty down for some survival.
Yeah, you like survival?
Because I think it'd be hilarious, as my character will be absolutely useless, but I'm gonna enjoy that way of doing my best to help out.
Yeah, mine will be basically shied at this. So I mean, I think in between like the hardest survival and the easy, I don't care if there is a blizzard going on, and just we keep going. Something along the middle way. Just
something along the so basically using it at certain points, but not making it the main focus of the campaign.
In my opinion, yes, it would be cool like that for me.
Sure, I think a middle ground would be good.
I mean, not super hard, not super super easy.
Yeah, a middle ground sounds good to me as well, which is my preference. Normally, when one thing that I have never ever grown accustomed to as a DM is the whole idea of random encounters, right? I think a random encounter normally is a waste of time, because why didn't you prep the encounter instead of determining it randomly at the moment? I could have just prepped it before the session started. And at that moment, it won't be a random encounter anymore. It might seem like one, but it won't be. What does everyone feel about randomness when it comes to my side of the table? Do you guys like things to be randomly determined?
I would prefer a little bit of a structure if it is possible.
Yeah, I'm personally for the idea of encounters making sense. Like, why are we just out in the wilderness and all of a sudden a bunch of gnolls, which have never come up in the story, just show up out of nowhere and attack us?
Well, having been in your games, Tom, I know that you tend to structure things very well. I get the feeling you like it that way, so I would say go with that.
Very well. One more thing that we have to figure out is your preference in taking lead of the story, right? This campaign can be played as a full sandbox, or it can be played in a more cohesive storyline where the ultimate goal is a bit more clear, right? Once again, that is, for those that have played with me before, you're probably already familiar with the sandbox style game where you can go literally whatever you want within the region, and they'll have things prepared for that. But some groups in particular, normally when the group doesn't have a very leading voice, many groups are seeing that they have trouble making that vast decision on where to go next, right? It is up to you guys on how much you want it to be a sandbox style versus more of a cohesive storyline. Either way, this is something that we don't have to, especially this last point, it's not something that we have to choose right now. It's just something to keep in mind for the future, if you guys want to answer me that at some point.
I do like your sandbox games. I like the idea that, we're not on rails and having to go in one direction without a choice,
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, right. I can go with a little bit, of lines, rails if we are lost at one point or another, but for the most part, I like more the freedom that we can choose where to go and how to, quote unquote, forge our own destiny.
Very well. In that case, one thing I'm going to warn you guys ahead of time is that many times I might give you multiple quest lines, so you don't necessarily need to accept them immediately.
Okay.
Unless it makes sense for your characters to accept them, feel free to say that you're thinking about it. That you're going to weigh your options or something along the lines, right? Because many times, as a player myself, when offered the sandbox game, like because I'm so used to being a DM, I love jumping on the DM's projects. But then I forget that the DM can have more than one project. Oh, yeah. And it just happened that they give you that one first. Yeah. That doesn't mean that's all the options that are there. So just something to keep in mind. No need to jump on the first thing you hear out all times.
Also, what Mikishi said, that I think he's Cinder?
Cinder, yes. Mikishi is Cinder.
Yeah, so Mikishi has a really valid point. Like, for example, just not clues at all. At some points can be good, but for the most part, like a little hints as where things, for example, if you say that we need to find like some sort of temple or some sort, like a little bit of hints that we can discover, but it is not super hard to discover.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good to me. We're basically going on the middle road on most of these of these things, which is basically DM's judgment on how to run the campaign better at any point. Which is perfectly fine for me, right? It's normally what I do, anyways, right?
Yep.
I just like to ask at the beginning. So there is one thing which we are going to do now that is an optional thing. If you guys have characters that are already very established on who they are, where they came from, their backstories, their whole family lineage, everything, you're probably not going to want to do this. But this campaign includes a thing called secrets, right?
Mhm.
And there are 3 types of secrets, and I am willing to give you all 3 picks, and we can determine them randomly. If you already have a very established connection on who your character is, it is probably not a very good idea to take one, because they can potentially let me rephrase that. The best way to do it is that you read the secret and then you decide if you want to use it or not.
Oh, but the
Right.
secret is something about our backstory, for
Yes.
example, that
Yes.
will condition
And
our character.
will condition who your character actually is. I will
Okay.
allow you the choice of choosing afterwards if you want to use it or not, if you don't like it. But I don't want you guys to choose the secrets yourselves. I want to determine them randomly, because you won't know each other's.
That's cool for me.
Well, I have a pretty written character, but I'd be curious to see what you show.
Yeah, same.
So long as it fits into the character, and my character can kind of fit into a few different ways with secrets, so I'm down for that.
Very well.
A pretty written character.
Very well, very well. In that case, this is going to be what we're going to do next. While we do this, while I get these things ready for us to determine the backgrounds and the secrets randomly, I want you guys to think about a reason for being in Bryn Chandler, right? After all, the biggest thing that is happening in Bryn Chandler right now, or in the Icewind Dale itself and 10 towns, is that for the last few years, or the last maybe 2 years, there's been an everlasting night. There's no sun, the sun never comes up at night. There's no day-night cycle. It's just an everlasting winter night.
Fuck, I'm human.
Yeah. So if you guys don't have a reason for being in Icewind Dale, the secrets that we're about to determine might help you with that, right? But feel free to keep thinking about what could potentially have brought you to Bryn Chandler at the start of the campaign. After all, Bryn Chandler is the main town within the 10 towns region. It's the biggest town, which means it's the best starting point. From the starting point onwards, you're going to have the ability to go to any of the other 10 towns at whatever point you want to. But we'll just start over here, so it's simple and it's a bit more contained. So we can start slowly before bridging out with dozens of options. But, if I'm not mistaken, it is time to determine the secrets. So, I am going to do one thing, which is create another voice channel, because I'm going to go with each of you privately. Who wants to go first?
Well, why not me?
Well, Legacy, join me over at the secret channel. Be right back, guys. Alright, Legacy.
Yes, let's tell everyone the secret.
We have some different options here, and we are most likely going to determine them randomly. I'm going to PM you first, right? So you can read it for yourself, keep it off stream. You can read it for yourself if you want to divulge it or not.
All right.
And if you want to use it or not. First of all, I'm going to let's see character secrets. There are.
My secret is written, or rather, not my secret, but my history as written is that my character has been living up here for a while. It's a very remote area, good place for a dark elf to live.
Yeah. And that is definitely one thing that a few of the options here could potentially go towards. Give me a second here, so I go to my list of secrets, so I can tell you so you can roll for it. So there are 3 types of secrets, right? One of them is a useful secret, one of them is a story secret, and one of them is a flavor secret. So we're going to get one of each.
Oh, okay.
So the useful secret is probably the one that is a bit more conditioning on who the character might be, and the story secret the same. While the flavor secret, it's a very tiny ribbon thing, right?
Sure.
So if you'd like to determine them randomly, you can choose, but you can choose between determining them randomly or having me choose for your character.
You've done well by my characters before. I'll let you choose.
Okay. I am undecided between two for your character, but I think I know which one we should go for.
And you already know it's one of his
is.
biggest secrets, so that might factor in.
I think I know which one you should go for. And I will PM you the text.
Okay.
Remember when we talked about this in particular, about how I'm going to PM it on Discord? What do you think of that?
That one.
It doesn't necessarily need to be a weaving thing, right?
Well, the only thing with that is it contradicts who I'm serving, if you remember.
Yes, in a way. But think about it this way. This might be why you were chosen after all.
Oh, this is true.
Like turning the tables on it.
Sure, I would take that.
Like being born on this day made it so you were unwillingly of choice, and like you didn't have a choice, right? It was just something that happened to you.
And,
so if you want, we just start you with that. If not, you can just choose not to use it.
No, we'll take it. I like it.
All right. Now give me a second as I go to my other secrets. So if you want, you can take a story secret and a flavor secret.
Sure, let's have one of both.
Okay, so go ahead and for the story secret. We probably want you to roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 d6, 6-sided dice. Five. Okay, so for this one, 5. It is this. You can choose to use it or not use it.
If you send me an image, they can all see it, so everyone knows everything.
Well, no worries. You can choose to use this one or not. And finally, you can roll another d6. Just one final one.
Oh wow, that's a wild one. Ooh, okay. That's not on my plans, but I'll take it. Why not?
Yeah, it is possible that, I mean, Drow live a long time.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, even if it is not the current concept of the character, it's something that could have happened in the past.
Just going to save that. And
so go ahead and roll me one final d6.
This is what it's like with Tompson, everyone. You never know what you're going to get.
All right. For this one, it is not valid for you, so you're going to have to re-roll this one. You don't match the race prerequisite.
Reroll, you said?
Yep. So no ones. Okay. Okay, this is you got some fun ones. You got some fun ones. You've got some fun ones. So the last one is this.
Okay, everyone, let's see the last one. Oh my.
Once again, you don't feel forced to take it if it goes against your own character's concept.
I like it. Let's keep it.
Very well. All three are taken. Then let's jump back to the other voice channel and get someone else here.
Okay.
All right. So you cut out a bit, Sandon.
Okay, that was fun, you guys. And now you know all my secrets.
How?
Well, if you've been watching the stream, you know all my secrets.
Oh shit.
I'm mute. Wasn't listening, I promise.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I can
jump
pop
onto
in
the
next.
secret channel.
Yeah.
I mean, let's hope if someone saw that, just it will keep it cool without the metagaming.
Gonna be interesting. Also, did I get the starting time wrong?
Sorry?
Did I get the starting time wrong?
I think no.
5th or...
It was 3:15.
Oh yeah. It was it was 1900 UTC. Like Mikishi said. So it was like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, why is it pinned 1915?
I have 3:15 as
I don't
well,
know.
man. That's 15 minutes.
Oh, I was trying to make sure. That way I don't mess up again.
Yeah, it's okay, don't worry.
The secrets are fun. My character's a little bit changed up.
Oh, so you had a really well planned character and now you change it because you like the secret?
Yeah, I decided to keep them. I figured why not.
That's nice. It will add a little bit of flavor.
But you get a useful secret, you get a story secret, and you get a flavor secret, and they're all pretty cool.
Nice. I mean, my problem is like the base story that is going on. It's already fucked up my story. So
Sounds fun.
If you were watching the stream or you watch the recording, you know all my secrets. He sends them as images, so they show on the stream.
but I mean, if someone saw that or is going to watch the recording, I would say just keep it for yourself and don't ruin it with the metagaming. I mean, at least for me, it works like that.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, I had your stream open, but just on second plane, like another tab, because another view always helps.
I trust everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know shit. I mean, I'm just looking at the design, the overlay that you have. It's really cool. I really like that.
Oh, thank you very much.
You did it yourself?
Actually, I had someone help me with that, but I do the text on it and things like that.
That's cool.
And we're
That's
working
cool.
on
I
one
like
for
that.
we're working on one for science fiction games too, because we're gonna try and have some of those. And
Nice.
but the streams have been going pretty good, and it's all for a good cause, so I appreciate everybody letting me record.
Yeah, sure, no problem. I mean, even more with the reason that you have, and with the ends of it, the helping with what you said. So pretty cool for me. I mean, everyone will see how bad I am because this is my first D&D game. So I will ask a lot of questions, most likely.
Oh, it's your first game of D&D.
Yep. I mean, I know quite a bit, but I never played it.
Exciting.
So yeah.
Well, this is a good one to join. You're gonna get a lot of challenge, I think.
Nice. I always like that. I mean, I done a lot of RP back in the day, but I never did it in D&D. So, I mean, at least that aspect, I got it. I think I got it. Oh yeah, it's showing now. I'm just going to just tap out from your stream just in case.
Oh, it's all right.
No, it's okay. I prefer to not to spoil anything. I prefer to find it myself in game, quote unquote. Hey, if you want to check that, perfect for me. I just tapped out the stream. I mean, I have it on second, second point.
Sure, no problem.
Thing is with oh yeah, he's running something. But for example, with Omar, with the Ike, I don't know how to pronounce that. I will say just Omar. If you check above the chat log, I was just doing some test runs because he was helping me finishing my character's sheet, and I was rolling like crazy. If you check my rolls, there was like 3 nuts 20, 3 of them, and I roll like 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah, give me a sec. Okay, I'm back.
For you viewers,
So yeah,
Tompson is very detailed, so we're all getting some secrets for our characters if we want them.
nice. But yeah, I was rolling like really, really high, and he said, "You're rolling now this good, but when the campaign starts, you will start rolling shit. You will see that." And I said, "Okay."
It's the luck of the dice gods.
I mean, should I start praying to the dice gods or something?
Oh yes, you don't want rolling ones.
Oh yeah, I know that. That shit is bad.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Myself, same.
All right, let's go.
And by the way, you guys, we do have, I think, a couple players who are not here today, but hopefully they will be with us next week. So it's a pretty big group.
Yeah, I think it's only like 1 or 2 people not here.
The last member is your best mate. Is all we're missing, because we were potentially missing you, Power Snick, but you were able to show up.
Yeah, a couple times though.
Oh, Snick,
No
you made
worries.
it. We wondered if you were in a Snick nap.
No, I was because like the pin time is 15, so that's what I thought.
That's what I had too. 3:15 Eastern.
Mm-hmm. But then you guys are pinging me before even So I was just thinking, I'm gonna have to talk to Tom after the game to see what time it actually starts, so I don't miss up.
Tom might have started early because we've got this setup to do here.
No, this would be the time. It should be 2. Like for me, in like British Standard Time, it's 8 o'clock we begin, and then over in Eastern Standard Time that should be about 2 o'clock. I'm not sure what happened there.
I know it wasn't late, so it's around 3.
No, 8. Yeah, it should be. So it is 3. Yeah, it should be 3 Eastern Standard Time. I think when they were pinging you, it was just before 3.
Late, so it's... And thank you for your patience, you guys, by the way. We are doing some setup here. I know it's not much fun to watch right now because you can't see everyone's secrets like you did mine, but in the end it's going to be more fun. You're going to get some more enjoyment out of the characters that way. Especially if their secrets come out to the surface. Mine changed my character pretty good. And pardon me, by the way, if I ever open any windows that cover up the game screen. Unfortunately, as I'm playing, I do sometimes have to look things up, and, well, it might block the game screen a little bit, but I will try and keep it clear. And we need to look this up for our secret. Okay.
And the rolling begins.
All right, who wants to go next?
I'll take a swing.
All right. Yeah, what's up? Yes. Okay. Next, do you know where to get them? Okay, there you go. Perfect. All right, next person. Let's go. Secret.
What happened? Okay, I took my secret too. Yep. It also made really, really good sense in my backstory, so it fits perfectly.
They think so. I was lucky that there was one that sort of worked.
Oh, at the beginning, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Sorry. Can you tell me how to pronounce your name or how to call you? DA?
Yeah, just call me D or DH.
Okay, D. Okay. When you unmute yourself, your microphone just give these a little bit vibrant sound, and it doesn't allow us to understand you. Just if you're saying something important, just keep that in mind that maybe we will lose the grasp of what you're saying.
Just need to know. Thank you.
No problem. And for example, if we are RPing and you're just threatening me and I don't understand shit, that would be weird. Fuck, I love this secret so much. It's so good.
Who's next? We're missing Cinder, right?
Yep.
Let's go, Cinder. PM me on Discord so we can talk.
Is Cinder unable to talk at the minute, I guess?
I think so.
Cinder doesn't talk all that much at all.
Okay.
But they do play a lot. So you're probably going to see more text.
From whom? From Cinder or from you?
From Cinder. No, I'm talking right now.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, you guys seem like you know at least some of you between yourselves. So wait, there is something I don't understand from this secret. Fuck. What? Sorry, again, I don't understand what you're saying. Use the mic. Yeah. When he comes back, because there is the last sentence that I forgot to read. It's the most important one, and I'm what the heck is that? Because like that is, I don't know if this is good or bad or what. What the hell is that? But yeah, did you snack end up picking up your secrets or not?
Yeah, I got my secrets.
Nice. So far. Yeah. I mean, that will make it even more interesting. I mean, everyone, I think, had already secrets in their backstories and all that, but even now they will have more. This will be even funnier. So, did you guys play it again? Play it already with someone else from here, or are you guys all new to each other? But from besides Tom, you didn't play with anyone else from here, right? Okay, cool.
I've played mostly with Tom as a DM. I don't think I've played with anyone else as a DM yet.
Okay, sounds fair. And you, D?
I'm pretty new to this group of people.
Okay. Sounds good. I mean, I was only saying that because of the... If you guys knew each other from before, if there was any inside joke or something like that, I wouldn't be able to catch it. Because normally there is a lot of inside jokes with people that already played before with the same people. Yeah. I mean, this is my test run, and if I like him, well, I like the type of games that he's portraying and such. Most likely, I will join another one of his games. Most likely. Fuck yeah! Just first time inside, fucking gods. Love that.
That is always a wild first
Experience.
ride.
Yeah. I mean, I hope we don't encounter any god this session. Fuck.
I'm pretty sure I remember my very first time like going to playing a game properly. I joined in like almost at the end of a Adventures League thing. Was handed a 7th level character sheet, and I was like, oh, okay. And then had to fight like I think it was like just like I don't even remember what we were fighting. We were fighting these really weird creatures in some big in this big big dungeon thing with a bunch of other tables. It was wild.
Bye. Nice experience for first times.
Definitely.
Oh. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Hello.
Thump, welcome back. I have one question about my secret. Can I go?
Yeah, me?
Oh,
Or do you
yeah.
want to talk? Is it the...
It's
Yeah, let's just talk.
Yeah, it's a second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Just had a
All
little
right,
question
all
about
right.
that.
We're back. So, where were we? Everyone's got their super secretive secrets. Very secretive.
Yep.
Secret enough.
I mean, if you want to choose yourself, that would be fine as well. Okay. Then yeah. All right. So let's see. Where were we at? Session 0. Oh, right. So I was telling you a bit about the motivations for you to be in Icewind Dale, right? The best type of characters that fit into this campaign, there are basically 2 archetypes that fit very well in this campaign. The first archetype that fits perfectly is the opportunist, right? A character that would be described as an opportunist would be anyone that seeks to exploit the chaos that reigns in the Icewind Dale to amass riches and power. Which basically means that if you were to you travel to Icewind Dale specifically because there is work to be done thanks to what is happening to it, right? It doesn't necessarily mean, it doesn't really have the negative connotation of the word opportunist. The reasons can be whatever you want, right? But it's still a character archetype. Like if you really need, if you're trying to become stronger and to become richer, if that's like your actual goal, you would be an opportunist, which is one of the type of motivations that really works well with this adventure. Another thing that really works well is those that are like fledgling heroes, right? Those that seek to aid the people of Icewind Dale. Either because you guys live yourselves, because you were sent here to do so, or in a way because you simply wanted to help people in danger. In a way that, in any way that you could, and that would be the ultimate goal of breaking the ever-ending cycle of nighttime. This isn't really a decision for you guys that you guys have to make or anything. It's more so you can understand the basic concept of a character that would work well in this campaign. Alright, so if you guys have got your basic motivation for why you want to be in Bryn Shander, that would be great. Does everyone have something like that? On why you are in the Icewind Dale itself? Does everyone have something like that?
Yeah, I do.
Me too, and Mikishi does too.
Hell yeah.
Yep, I got something.
So everyone has it.
Perfect. In that case, I think we're in a very good point that we're about to begin. Then, let's see. Let me just review my notes, see if I'm missing anything. No, that seems to be it. So, are you guys ready to begin?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. So just give me one extra second here. So, we are starting the campaign in a town by the name of Bryn Shander. As you can see on the map here, it is surrounded by a natural castle wall. It is the biggest town within 10 towns, and it is the best place and the safest place within the Icewind Dale at the moment. However, even the safest place can have some problems. Most visitors who come to the Icewind Dale come to Bryn Shander first, because it is a walled town perched atop a cold, lonely, windlashed hill, right? There are these bright lanterns suspended over narrow streets that twist in the wind and add flecks of color to the town's otherwise drab surroundings. The friendliness of the people in this settlement, however, has somewhat dwindled of late. After since it has now been about 2 years since Auril's unyielding winter has greatly reduced the number of visitors, and the local trade is suffering. And as such, it is eating away at the morale of the people that still do their daily lives here. But nonetheless, there is no safer place within Icewind Dale to spend a coin or spend the night. The walls of the town themselves stand 30 feet high, and they are defined by 2 concentric rings of upright wooden poles, the gap between them filled with dirt and rubble. The outer ring of the pole rises above the top of the wall, providing a rampart for defenders stationed in the wood planks walkway. The wall's hinged gates are 15 feet tall and can be barred from the inside with iron-banded wooden beams. The gates are closed when it's dark outside, which is to say, more often than not. Just another gruesome day in 10 towns. Howling wind, bitter cold, foul timbers, and snow drifts big enough to bury a herd of moose. But today, the local tavern is abuzz with news about a series of recent killings. Before the murders, the only questions on everyone's mind was, will summer ever return to Icewind Dale? Now the question is, will I be the killer's next victim? And nothing quite breeds fear and paranoia like a murderer with no face. 3 cold-blooded murders have been committed in the past month. Now, give me a second here. The people that have been killed were a halfling trapper in East Haven, a human shipbuilder in Targus, and 3 days ago, a dwarf glassblower in Brinchender. Each victim was found with a dagger of ice through the earth. What's the connection? The drunken Vortaldo in the tavern offers no credible ideas. But sitting apart from them is an elderly shield dwarf, with nasty scars across her nose, who looks like she has seen something worth knowing. She's been smoking her pipe and eyeing you ever since you walked in. Would you guys please describe your characters?
Who starts?
Any volunteers?
I mean, I can start if no one else
go
wants to do
ahead.
that.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So, I just say like my basic appearance, or
Yeah. Just basically what you look like, your...
okay.
Honestly, yeah, pretty much it. What you look like, if there's any distinctive markers about you.
So, 6'5" foot tall, human male from Eluskan race. He has glowing blue eyes that penetrates if he stares directly at your eyes. Raven black short pointy hair, and his skin is a bit more tan or darkened than the usual human male. He's quite bulky. He's not the average, skinny, slim human. He's in some combat. And I think more or less that's it. He's wearing chainmail armor. He's not wearing any type of helmet. He's wearing a bandana on his head, and yeah, he's using a shield, a really cool shield. He has a sword on the right side of his belt, so you can understand he's left-handed, and he has another sword on his back that it has a little bit of ornamental in the handle. He's just sitting there drinking his beer. He looks really angry. That's it.
All
That's
right.
it.
Who would like to go next?
I can go.
Go ahead.
So, rather odd for the climate. You would see a somewhat like dark-skinned man with a bit of a kind of well-kept beard. He's clearly of some sort of Arabic descent, as he comes in and he's just covered in as much clothing as he possibly can. His body not exactly used to the cold quite yet. His face like partially covered up with a large kind of scarf that he's found and put around him, kind of somewhat like making his silhouette a bit larger than it actually is. You can kind of see his face a bit. He's a fairly good looking guy. He's like just with like a few cuts and gashes on his maybe on like his the kind of his hands and stuff, so he's clearly seen some sort of combat, but it's a bit hard to discern much about him. Aside from a just somewhat of a very kind of like noticeably like nice looking ring on his middle finger, and on his back kind of sits just this large backpack with some sort of instrument strapped to the back. And that's pretty much it.
Right. Would like to go next?
Okay, Tom, if you concede me this, I forgot to mention two important things. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, the human male, mine, has no facial hair, just the normal hair, pitch black, pointy, short, and he's very, 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 very handsome, like super handsome. Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense for everything, but yeah, like really, yeah, you know, Chris Hemsworth, or how it's, pronounced, the Thor guy.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so that type of handsome.
I will admit he's more handsome than my character.
It's okay. Okay, sorry about that. You can go.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'll go ahead. Jurat is very much not as handsome as him, but he is very distinctive because he's a dark elf, and they are not normally seen outside of the Underdark lately. And he has the complexion and the silvery hair, which is worn very long and only raggedly cut, which very much identify him for what he is. And yet he's also wearing furs and certain warm clothing about his armor, and along with the weathered look to his skin, he very much resembles a local to the 10 towns rather than someone who's been living underground. He has upon his back, in a sling, an absolutely beautiful bow made of a strange silvery wood, and crossed in a sheath a greatsword as well. So clearly this is someone who has been out in the elements, someone who is perhaps somewhat skilled in fighting, and the locals seem to be used to seeing him, at least enough that they're not stabbing him in the back as they would most drow. And that's about it. And if you like, I can read for Mikishi.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, this is for Mikishi's character. Mikishi is a tall, pale human in torn and ragged leather armor, with a shield strapped to his back. On his hip, an elegant mace rests loosely. He seems distracted at most times, and seems to respond to an unheard voice at times. And that is Mikishi's description.
Nice.
All right, and we are missing Snacks, right?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, Liar is an elf woman, but doesn't look like one most of you probably have seen. Her skin is a pale, darkish color. Her ears are a little bit longer than most normal elves would be, with flowing black hair, kind of gray eyes, and she wears this black robes with like black feathery shoulder guards and a bow kind of slung over her back and shoulder.
All right. For a quick reference, I will also point out the Bryn Shander symbol, the symbol of the town.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool, yeah.
And I will give you guys a bit of a description about the establishment that you guys are currently standing at. The Northvook is the establishment most frequented by mercenaries and adventurers, and as such is the rowdiest and most dangerous place to stay in Bryn Shander. At the same time, this tap room is the best spot in all of 10 towns to get leads on profitable ventures along with the latest news and rumors. The inn's proprietor is a sellsword by the name of Scramsax, human, who knows full well the cycles of the adventurer's life, and it is known that he sometimes gets a break for customers who are between jobs on the payment, but eventually the time comes to collect and it's not fun for anyone involved. One particular thing about the Northvook, about this place you're staying at, is... how do I describe this? There is something stuffed and mounted on a plaque. Above the art in the common room, it is a battle-scarred, knucklehead trout. I will show you guys a picture. Give me a second. Ah, yes, there it is. Amazing. So stuffed and mounted on the plaque above the art in the common room is this battle-scarred knucklehead trout by the name of Almighty, who is said to have pulled many a fisher into the icy depths of the Mer Dudan.
There it is, everyone. Old Bitey.
One thing in particular, for those that have been here for a while, is that occasionally the fish seems to have been enchanted in some way by a prankster wizard many years ago, who has casted a spell on the stuffed fish, and so that it turns and snaps at any creature that comes within 5 feet of it. And you guys can see that quite clearly. Not only are people not respecting the social distancing here whatsoever, there is the only person that they're respecting the social distance of is the trout. There is an actual 5-foot gap all around the trout where there is no one nearby. Nonetheless, that is not what we are here for at the moment, because people in this tavern are discussing about the murders that happened. And this emo, the one I described before, she says, she's smoking between puffs of her pipe, eyeing everyone as we walk in. She says, these 3 murders have 2 things in common. She lets out a big puff of smoke. First, all 3 victims reportedly came from towns that sacrificed to Auril. You never know, that might have something to do with it. Second, all 3 murders happened while the traveling merchant company Torgs was in town. I know, because I make a habit of keeping track of where Torga Icewind is. Always causing trouble, that one. I don't know who's doing the murders, but I'll bet my past beard that it's got something to do with those authorities, and with that scoundrel Torga and their thieving caravan. either way, these comments were given as to everyone in the tavern, right? Not trying to keep secrecy or talking to your group in any way. As you guys are within this tavern, what are you currently doing?
I'm just sitting alone, looking really angry, and drinking my beer that has been not the first and not the last one for the night or for the day.
Yeah.
Could you actually quickly repeat what the name that you had of the trader?
Oh yeah, again. She said Torga Icewind, like this.
Oh, thank you.
The name of the woman, however, who is talking, for you that have perhaps been here for more than 5 minutes, you would know her as Ilvin Trollbane, a shield dwarf.
And Jurat is at the moment approaching the proprietor with a bag in his hands, and he sort of slings it onto the bar, and he explains in his usual quiet voice, some fruit, some vegetables, a cut of venison. Be glad that I found what I did while I was out carrying on my task. And he seems to be giving supplies to the proprietor.
The proprietor of this inn is a sellsword, or used to be a sellsword, by the name of Scramsax. He has this look towards him. He's human, right? But he has this look towards him as you've seen countless battles, and he is definitely roughed by the terrain and by the atmosphere here. You can notice one thing in particular about him is that his right ear has been completely frostbitten. He says, at this moment, anything that anyone can get us is great. I can't believe 2 years have passed already and no one has solved this damn problem. We're running short of supplies.
Nature itself is running short of supplies, Gerard replies. I have ranged far on my tasks, but there is less and less upon the trees, and fewer and fewer animals to hunt.
I don't know if we'll survive any much longer like this. No one has been bringing any supplies northwards, and when they do, they usually get ambushed anyways.
Well, they're fearful, no doubt, of the endless night. Whether they will become trapped in it along with us.
It is understandable. I've got to complain about something, right? He just gives you a pat on the shoulder. He says, thanks for this.
Gerard lifts a hand and he says, well, it could be worse. You could be a drow.
He gives a head nod and a smile and says, if there's one thing about these parts is that we've seen our share of drow.
Yes, so I heard. One with a panther, I think.
Meanwhile, my store is paying close attention to the conversation that these two individuals are having. Just paying attention, nothing else.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk up to the barkeep and the guy talking with the barkeep.
Yeah.
Just do a quick kind of knock on the bar, and just ask. Now I heard that lady she was speaking of. How many drinks do I need to buy to understand any knowledge about Torga Icewind?
Torga. I'm not sure if we want to mess with that.
I'm simply asking for information. I'm not saying I'm going to deal with it. I'm just curious.
considering.
He scratches his chin for a second, almost as if thinking on whether this is worth it or not. Examining you, looking towards you and towards the tavern itself. He fills your cup and says, "Gold, please."
Certainly, and I'll just reach back and just flick a coin onto the table and just slide it to him.
Yeah, he quickly pockets it, and he says, "It's a merchant company." And he says, "They usually travel through 10 towns all over on their caravan. There are dog sveds, and each is pulled by sved dogs. Well, there's about 3 sveds, so about 18 dogs total. A group of Torga herself, who is the owner of the establishment. They go around selling goods that are, honestly, a bit of everything. They usually get what they can, but many times the goods are questionable. Yeah, they sell oil, blankets, furs, bottles of wine, casks of cheap ale. But I have heard my share of news about fake medicines being sold as well. So I would just stay away from them unless you're truly desperate.
Take it a price hike is typical with them.
Yeah, there's not many people that have goods left.
Yes, doesn't seem like much grows once the sun goes down.
Gerard shakes his head once. Very little he contributes to that. The trees, most of them are dead. But Scramshaw, what is this I hear of rumors that they're linked to murders here?
He says, well, nothing more than a rumor yet. Simply said that as the caravan passes through, someone ends up dead. Can be a coincidence. Most of it's not. Nothing is truly a coincidence anymore, is it?
Well, when the sun never rises and the snow never ceases, I suppose not.
The person that died here in Grinchander, it was, her name was Tona Mello, so she said. I didn't know her much. She wasn't from around here, actually. She was from... Oh, where did she say she was from? A Good Meat, yes. She said she was from Good Meat, and apparently there was this lottery going on. I'm sure you've heard about it before. Some of the towns, I don't know how it came to this, but some of the towns are literally sacrificing people to try to appease Auril. It's ridiculous.
Sacrificing people, and Gerard looks very much troubled by that. With his brow furrowed, he says, that's ridiculous. Auril does not wish for lives. She has what she wishes all around us. Endless winter, endless night.
I wish I could know what Auril wants, but I would give her something to get rid of this damn snow. Give her some sun for once. Either way, there's no doubt that the bodies were found, always with a nice dagger through their heart. So whoever is responsible for this could be teamed somehow. Sick bastard.
And An ice dagger. And Gerard seems thoughtful about this as he falls silent.
What kind of, is it some sort of, I don't know how much you guys, here know about magic, but was there any magic to be, seen there, or is it simply something carved out of ice?
Yeah, as soon as the dagger was picked up from the body, it just melted away, almost as if no one else could touch it. Other than that, there was not much sign of magic whatsoever.
Well,
Some people have, No, go ahead.
Something of that sort is clearly magic.
Yeah, that one, for sure. But nothing else was seen that was magical in any means other than that. Whoever did this clearly has the capability of creating the weapons, that's for sure.
Gerard speaks up after a moment, noting in the times we're in, knowing how little we do, I suppose it could be some sort of cultist of Auril, perhaps a priest?
When Gerard says the priest words, in behind them, the human male, tall one in the chain armor just hears a grunt and takes a long sip of his beer, finishing it and just snapping his fingers, asking the bartender to refill his tankard.
Yeah, not a moment later, it's already filled to the brim.
Okay, sure about that.
So it seems that Mikishi was sitting in a corner listening to the talk of the tavern, zeroes in and out of the talk of sacrificing nice magic, gets up and wanders over. The woman that was speaking at the beginning, the one with was smoking in the pipe, he says, along with Torga, there was a person traveling with her that seemed suspicious. But at the same time, I guess he wasn't the only suspicious around here. If there was one way to describe him, was as a handsome blue-eyed man. And she stares at, she just stares at, sorry, I'm so bad, yeah, I'm so bad.
Me at the store?
Yeah.
Okay, store just glances over to her and just kills her with his eyes.
Hey, no worries, I know it wasn't you.
You bet I wasn't. He says, really, really pissed off.
Sure, it's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
And she just leans back on her chair, smoking her pipe.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't hear that.
What a polite fellow, this one.
Yeah. Got any problem, little guy?
Gerard being only
Not one to.
5'6" is
I mean, my character is 6.5, so for him, everyone is little.
I'm about, he's about like maybe 5'9", not exactly the tallest. No problem whatsoever. It's just, some people, just gotta treat your elders with respect, is all.
Elders, you didn't earn my respect, boy.
Yikes, and it looks like you're not going to earn mine with that attitude.
It's okay. I didn't plan to get your respect anyway.
Well, I am older
Quite
than
right.
our father's fathers, and I would like to know why this blue-eyed man seems suspicious.
Quite right is in response to Mikishi's what he says.
Oh,
We have heard that those who talk loudest fall first, says Mikishi.
okay. Sounds fair, but sometimes there is exceptions to the rules. You know that, right? He finishes again his beer in one sip.
Hey, slow down, buddy, says the innkeeper as he fills it up again.
Going like that, you'll be on the floor before anyone else can, make you fall. Be careful.
It's okay, man. I didn't have anything to do with these assassinations. I don't go playing around with magic. That's for the weak and the coward. It's okay. Everyone is entitled to an opinion. I just got mine. You got yours. You don't get in my way. I don't get in your way.
Not at all. Not at all. Regardless, this
Well,
Torga ice vein, very peculiar. All the same, might be likely, or might just be connected. Who knows?
And I got a debt. She owes me. This Torga. So, if you are trying to say that I'm connected to her,
I'm not saying you're connected. I'm saying that they might be connected with the whole murders. I didn't know you had anything to do with them.
could be. Who knows? She's a rat.
She may be a scam artist, but what makes the man with her suspicious, Gerard asks the rumor-mongering woman.
As she's smoking her pipe, she lets out a big puff of smoke and says, "You were seen talking about the victims. Is that what the rumors say? Not to mention,
after their deaths.
Before their deaths.
Okay, now that is suspicious. We're all talking about them now.
He looks uncharacteristic for the terrain. Doesn't even wear a fucking jacket.
Who are you talking about? About me?
No. But once again, too many resemblances. I'm talking about the man that accompanied her.
Okay.
He was a well-built man in his 30s, olive complexion, dark hair pulled back into a ponytail. No facial or body hair. He was wearing a stylish vest, pants and boots, but none of that were particularly warm.
Well, there are many unfamiliar faces in the 10 towns now. It's fools who think this night will bring them wealth or ways to the ruins of Netheril, but just to hear that he was speaking of the victims before their deaths, well, that's rather telling.
I would say so myself, she says.
I mean,
the innkeeper says, keep an eye out next time they show up. That's for sure. I'm not one to go out hunting. I have an establishment to run.
Oh, I think I'll go see this caravan while it's here. Scramshaw, the supplies, take them freely. I can find more for myself on my own.
I believe they already left.
Ah, already gone. In which direction?
Give me a second to check my notes here, because I actually have the direction.
Mikishi, what was that line for? For who? We wonder if you have plans to do something about that.
The innkeeper says, Dwarven Valley, I think.
Well, we'll have to follow their trail, see if we can't keep up, or at least I will. I have to see that they don't sacrifice any more people to Auril, or else I'll have yet more dead to put down.
If I'm not mistaken, they are going from the Dwarven Valley to Kirkkonig. That's the most likely path.
Well, then on my way I go, and well, it seems others will go with me from what I'm hearing.
Storos stands up from his table, looks at Jurat, and says, "Do you know if there is any bounty to solve this series of murders?"
Gerard lifts his gloved hands and gestures towards Scramshaw. He would know better than I. I'm not collecting bounties. I merely put down those dead who walk again in the winter.
I mean, you seem pretty into this town and its people, so I thought that you may be, I don't know, a bounty hunter or something like that.
No, I am a very unfortunate man who lives in a very unfortunate place at the moment.
Oh, so Storos slowly starts to walk to the bar, and just leaning forward to this to the bar itself, he asks to the barkeeper the same question: "Do you know if there is any reward to catching these bloody murders?"
I'm afraid most of us aren't even in a position to make bounties at the moment.
No,
Everyone's
but I mean
for us shit.
the guards of the city or something. There must be some sort of law in this town.
Oh, there certainly used to be before the everlasting winter. They're still at it. They're a bit slow on the trigger now. The woman, however, says, I'll pay you for it. No, I'll pay you for it.
You pay me for that? And he slowly moves.
She says,
watching at her.
You might not be much of a fighter myself, but I care about the safety of these towns. If someone's going around killing people, especially someone that I already suspected, I would like to see them taken care of.
How much you paying?
She thinks for a second. It depends on how many people are going.
I mean, there is plenty of people here that seems interested in taking this job. I mean, if there is no pay, I'm not interested, and I'm putting my life in the line. For the mere pleasure of being a hero to the town, I don't even care.
I'm certainly up for the task if others are willing. I'm not quite certain of my skills alone, especially against such a large group.
I mean, if you join us, if you want coin, it could be, I don't know, we can work something out.
I mean, I was assuming I was going to join in with, the potential group that is amassing around us.
I want for no reward, but I am going either way. If others are traveling with me, I welcome you.
Okay, so you want no reward? I can take your reward. No worries, thank you very much. He nods at you.
And you're welcome to it, my friend.
Thank you very much. My name is Thor. A pleasure to meet you.
And I am Jurat.
Interesting name for one of your kind.
Interesting story for another time.
I'm sure it is.
She begins looking through her pouch and says, I'm running a bit long, but she puts 9 platinum pieces on the table.
Shit.
And 9 platinum pieces, 75 silver pieces.
How many of us are there?
And
How
15
many
gold.
silver did you say? Sorry?
I said 9 platinum,
9 platinum, yeah.
75 silver,
75
with 15
silver.
gold. You share it however you want, she says. I'm afraid that's all I've got on my savings.
I mean,
It can
I don't
hurt
know
all of you.
I don't know about the rest, but that sounds good for me.
Perfectly reasonable price to pay for a bit of justice.
I will note, I would prefer for the authorities to not be involved. They would slow this down considerably.
No
And,
worries. I can keep it very discreet.
Find out if he's guilty or not before whacking him.
What are you
Had
talking
no
about?
intention.
You talking about the tour guide's bane lady?
Yeah, I still have the idea that it's the other person that's traveling with her. She
Oh,
might not even be involved, no matter how reputable she might be.
oh, what was his name again?
I actually don't know.
Oh, you don't know. Okay.
His art is miss, considering how little clothes he was wearing in the blizzard.
Sounds good. So, how many of you guys want to join in?
Well, I am going, of course, and, well, whoever else travels the road with me, I have been to that town.
So you can guide us around the town.
Well, somewhat. The roads are, of course, snowed over and under darkness, but hopefully we will not encounter many dangers along the way.
And
As you
as you say
guys-
that, he puts
Okay.
his hand on the handle of the sword that has on the right side, and he says, "Don't worry about the danger. Let them come."
Almost as if an open invitation. You guys hear the door to the tavern being open quickly. It busts against its hinges as it opens up, and the immediate hit of the cold weather begins coming in through the open doorway. Inside, three. Let me double check. Yes, inside, 3 dwarfs enter. There are these 3 stocky figures that are bundled in cold weather garb that stumble towards you all. The first thing that one of them says, damn goblins. You see that they all have snowshoes slung over their backs and ice picks fastened to their belts, and 2 of them have very thick beards. The third holds up a gloved hand and says to a thick wolf scarf, "Well met. I'm Runa. These are my friends Corvix and Storm. We need help, and you look capable."
Oh, how's it going, little friends?
All right then, what is going on here? He just kind of looks between like the old lady and then there's like these 3 dwarves who just came in.
I don't know, man. These dwarfs just presenting themselves. I mean, Mikishi, you can speak for yourself. I'm a mercenary. If there is coin, there is my blade.
Jurat lifts a finger after a moment to note after seeing the bounty of a coin to 1 platinum piece, putting the walking dead to rest in the entire ordinary I would not ask. Alright, so she continues explaining what she says. We are the survivors of a group of dwarves that were tasked with delivering a sled of iron ingots to Bryn Chandler. But a Yeti surprised us and he killed a member of our group.
A goblin kill a member of your group?
A Yeti!
A yeti.
Well, as we were fleeing from the Yeti, he tore one of us from limb to limb, and that was quite unpleasant to watch. But now
During the destruction of the Yeti, it seems that a bunch of goblins managed to grab the thread from us. And, well, they're running away with it, and we didn't have the forces to defend ourselves, so we just ran towards the nearby settlement instead.
And Drott shakes his head in disbelief, silver hair swaying around. He says, a Yeti so close to town. Well, what is it that you wish, exactly?
Well, if you could return the threads with the iron ingots, that would be great. I can pay you for it. My name is Runa, and these are Corvux and Storm. We work around here. We were just hired to escort a wagon of, a thread of supplies to Bryn Chandler. We work in a mine in the valley at the base of Kelvin's Cairn. It is operated by Grand Battlehammer, which I'm sure you heard of. It provides most of the iron to the smithies in 10 towns.
Well, if the 10 towns need this iron, I cannot very well leave it out in the snow to be buried. I suppose I can hold off my travels to see to the Yeti.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why we couldn't do both tasks without too much issue. The problem is the more days we wait and wait on, following after Torag, or Torga, apologies, means the more days we have lost them.
Yeah, it will be hard to track them down. Maybe there could be another murder in town.
It is true.
A question of what is more important, life or this iron?
The dwarf says, well, I imagine that if you were to go immediately now, you could still catch them before they go too far. Or else, well, I imagine that they would get to wherever it is they're hiding, and we would have no chance of retrieving the supplies.
I mean, they're goblins, let's be real. They won't go far. They will have their hideout somewhat near the place that they retrieved your minerals.
Okay, here's just a quick question. Have you ever tried to, find track someone after a day's snow or longer?
No.
Not very easy, especially with how heavy it comes down most days.
I have at
it would be.
times, but well, we have an advantage here in that we can go for the iron and retrieve it and help all the 10 towns, and well, lives may be lost, but we know this caravan will eventually circle back around between all the towns. We know its route already.
Ooh, that's a fair point. Well, if that is the case, I don't mind hunting after this. I don't really mind which task we get to, but it is certainly a curious question.
I agree with Mikishi, what he says. Or what they say. I don't know, this guy speaks weird. But, I mean, I don't care about its people or this Yeti or this town. But I mean, if there was some coin to retrieve these minerals, little fella, I would be interested in, helping here my friend Gerard and the other guy.
We do enjoy coin. Are you one of the fortune seekers who've traveled up?
I mean, you seem to like to put your life on the line for, I don't know, whatever motives you have, but from where I come from, coin is everything, my friend.
Or at least coin means you survive another day.
Exactly. Just helping your friendly neighbor Spider-Man? No, that doesn't give you a meal to put at the end of the day. Or a beer. No, but the coin does.
Speaking of coin, I can pay you each 10 gold pieces.
Each of us?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay, where are these goblins? Where did you get attacked?
That away! And she points in a general direction. No, she proceeds to give you she proceeds to give you a bit more of a proper description on where they would have asked at when they. She proceeds to give you a more proper description of where they would have asked at when they were grabbed. It was straight towards Kelvin's Cairn.
Kelvin's what? Sorry?
Kelvin's Cairn, which is another settlement nearby.
Gotcha.
By this name, and
Certainly.
supposedly they were caught about an hour away from where you're currently at.
Drott nods his head, saying, I know the town. We could probably reach their sled without losing too much time.
Oh, do you know the town?
All the 10 towns. I've wandered them many times over.
Okay, so you're familiar with the area around here.
Well, the locals would not admit it, but I suppose I'm a native now.
It's good to have a native on our side in that case. Anyone else from this region?
Not me.
Take it. Yes, you have been very outspoken about that.
That's right. Your friend Mikishi says that he wouldn't mind joining. I think. Is that what you mean, Mikishi?
We do not like this divide, but we know it's better not to wander on our own.
Don't mind. Do you have... Okay, so
Good
sounds
to have
like another
someone
local.
used to the snow, at least.
Yeah.
I don't think it's any, question of whether I'm from here or not.
Yeah.
Far colder than I'm used to, I must say.
Yeah.
But
you
anyway,
seem
so
the type of guy that I used to see back in the day.
well, I'm not too unusual then. So I suppose after this this iron, and then we can head over and follow and try and catch up with the Torga.
Yeah. Stor turns around and asks the dwarf lady that has the information about these women. Do you know the route that they are going through the 10 towns?
Sorry, you're asking that to...
Yeah, to Ilin Trollbane?
Yeah,
Eileen.
to the
Eileen?
woman who told you about the
About the
caravan.
Yeah, I'm asking if she knows the route that they are using, because if we track the goblins and the yeti and that, and then come back, if they are not in town, we can go to the next town that
Yeah.
To the
their
next one,
caravan.
yeah.
They've already left, is basically.
Oh, they already left.
They already left this one, but they could be going. The next one would be what she said earlier, which is, let's see.
It is, I have it written, Care Konig.
Yeah, supposedly today they should be in Dwarven's Old, and tomorrow they should be in Cairn.
Tomorrow they're in Dwarven's Hold. And then the next one they should be in Cairn. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Right now they should be in... You would never get there in time, which would be Targos. That's where they probably are at.
Gotcha.
So the best place to get them would be Carconig in the
Gotcha.
day.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah. But yes, there is
Alright,
an actual path. From Carconig, they're going to Carnival, and then to Easthaven, and then to Goodmead. That they usually do the same route, all right? Because people are actually expectant of their rivals. Even though their business might be sketchy at times, it is still a business, right? And reliability on when to find your goods is usually good. As such, they have an actual proper schedule.
Okay.
These are
so
the next towns by order.
by order that the caravan will follow.
Yeah,
Okay.
top to
Makes
bottom.
sense.
Okay. I agree with Mikishi says delaying these won't be any good, especially for our purses. So I think if the little friend, the dwarf friend here, I forgot your Runa was your name?
Rona, and Gerard confirms with a nod.
Okay. So if he can point us the specific place that he saw the Yeti and the other fellas, that would be really
It's more
appreciated.
I believe it wasn't much the Yeti more so than the goblins we're hunting after. They're the ones with
Okay.
it though, potentially. I don't know how easy it is to domesticate one of those things, but goblins could be able to do it.
They seem to use the Yeti as an opportunity, because they were very quick once the Yeti attacked, but they stayed away from the Yeti itself.
Just an opportune moment.
Yeah, so
Fair
they are
enough.
from the area. So we should
So, definitely, let's get out of here. Before we go, so I guess collecting the coins, I'm gonna distribute what's left. Just because I can do the math real quick. So, I believe, Duran took took one of the platinum.
Yes,
So-
that's it.
Sure. So everyone else will get 2 platinum. And then
Mikishi said he doesn't have gold yet.
No, she is.
she's giving it.
Yeah,
she's
she's
giving
not.
advance
She's not
payment.
giving you. She's not.
Oh no,
yeah,
so that's what
she's
she's
not giving you.
saying. She will give us.
She will pay you. She will
Gotcha.
pay you once you.
Okay,
on our return, so that's fine. So we don't have it yet. That makes me. I was confused. I thought she was laying down the money, like to here you go. Here's
No, she
advance
was counting.
payment. I was like, okay, sweet.
It
Okay, so
was-
she counted out the.
It
That's
was,
fine.
they don't hand the money right now either, right?
I think they do, but they will be handing it to us on completion.
Yeah.
Okay,
They will
so-
give you. They will give each person a gemstone worth 10 gold pieces in confession.
Okay, so a gemstone.
Cool. Okay, that works. All right. So, who's ready to get on the move?
As soon
I
as
mean,
we do, the better.
I'm as good as I can go, but let's see how this goes for us.
And as
All
Gerard,
right.
As Gerard heads toward the door, he notes over his shoulder, "There's no taming a Yeti."
Store says, I was never
People
planning on
attempt to
him.
tame worse.
I mean, there are plenty of really scary things that has been tamed, but I don't like taming things. I prefer the head on my hands.
So, as you guys are basically turning your way to leave, you're halfway through the door when you guys hear a whistle followed by, "There's a place I like to go, further up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, must be under all that snow."
Interesting. What is
You
that?
look to the source of the sound, and it seems that it was the fish that's on the wall.
Shit.
After it does its vittle singing, it stops and becomes inanimate again.
Oh, that shit
Gerard,
seems
Peculiar device.
Gerard sighs as he leaves, noting at times it's a curse to have good hearing.
Yes, the singing wolfish. I did it.
That's a nice fish. I
Surprised
got
at this
there.
point.
I turn around and just say to the barkeeper, "That's a nice fish you had there."
Brings a lot of visitors.
That's nice. I like
And
it.
some people have lost fingers through it, so that's best to stay away.
Yeah, I was never planning getting into the close range of that fish. Don't worry. Mikishi walks out and starts using produce flame continuously as they head out, ignoring the fish. And Liar, I don't know how to pronounce that. Well, Moonglare rolls her eyes and continues on. And Source follows Moonglare.
All right,
I'll,
you
head on
guys
out.
begin making your way out and towards the destination, as there is not much to. There is very little purpose in delaying this any further. The more you wait here around town, the worse you'll be by the time you get there. As such, unless there's anything you'd like, any last minute thing you want to do, it is probably time to set on the road.
Yeah.
Gerard is ready to go.
Yeah, just as we're kind of like getting ready and kind of heading out, I'm just gonna reach behind me and just kind of just getting it ready. I'm gonna just pull out from somewhere. There's just as I kind of like pull out a kind of a scythe of some kind, just getting ready for anything that might happen on the road, and just kind of like just kind of rest it against between my like shoulder and my neck, just for easy carrying.
Thor just gets ready his jewels, hits it a couple of times with his bare hand, just checking everything is okay, checking his sword on the right side of the belt and the sword on the back. Everything's cool with him. He seems ready to go.
All right. So as you guys make sure that you have all your equipment on you, you head towards the town's gate and make your way out into the snow and into the wilderness. The place between the 10 towns on the way to the next settlement over. You guys travel for about 40 minutes or so with not much happening. It is cold, it is uncomfortable, but I assume that for a lot of you at this point, you're already used to it. No one has arrived today, right?
No.
It is a constant, unpleasant experience.
Gerard seems, in fact, oddly unbothered by the cold, but he's nevertheless very wary of his surroundings as he proceeds along the road. He does have his strange silvery bow in his hand, but oddly enough, he doesn't look like he has any arrows.
So, Gerard, friend, how are you going to shoot things? You don't have any arrows.
You'll find out if we find a problem, don't worry.
Okay. I respect a man that can keep a secret. Thor just keeps walking straight. Just his left hand on the holster of the handle of the sword that he has on his right side of the belt, just in case.
So as you guys are traveling to, go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick question to anyone. Does anyone, particularly have anything explosive? Because I really wouldn't want to get caught in one of those again. Just, do I need to keep distance from anyone so I don't get, hurt? Wouldn't want to, end up, something backfiring in my face because I stood too close to someone again.
Not for me.
Explosions? No, not I. Although,
I don't deal with magic.
Don't stand in the path of my aim and you'll be fine, at least on my account.
Oh,
And,
so
Mikishi
yeah.
Mikishi says we are on fire, so maybe.
yeah, that's
Gotcha.
okay.
So, I will avoid you, if that is all right.
Oh, so we have to boom guys in here. Okay. Do we have to put do you guys want to, just keep an order just in case something comes up, or just the way we go? Like a beeline or something.
Yeah, like some sort of order of how we're
Just in
walking.
case,
Sure.
we're getting too much deep into the wilderness. I don't like just going in a bunch. Just have a little bit of order.
Certainly. Would anyone like to take the lead? Maybe you? I know you wield a bow, but You might be the most knowledgeable of this area, Jurat.
Well, Gerard, being familiar with the area, as said, is willing to take the lead and guide the others along the path.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we may have forgotten something. I don't think anyone has actually quite announced their name so much, maybe one or two of you. But I am Omar. It was a pleasure to meet you all.
Pleasure to meet you, Omar. My name is Thor.
I am Gerard, and I'll leave it to your judgment as to whether it becomes a pleasure.
No, re-say it. I heard it earlier. I was just making sure for all of those who are maybe a bit more silent before Mikishi.
Sounds fair. Mikishi. I think that's your name, right?
Liare is reading a crude map and updating it, and she says her name is Liare. A pleasure.
A pleasure to meet you, Liare. Yes. Okay, Mikishi, but I do remember something about you. You said you were, if I'm not wrong, you were a servant of Kossuth. Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
Kossuth. Oh.
Kossuth, yeah.
The Lord of Fire, in such a wintry place, you find clerics in the oddest of places sometimes.
Indeed.
So as you guys are basically traveling throughout this terrain, you see that it is a good thing about this place that you're traveling to is that Bryn Chandler is a bit of an higher up point towards the other towns, right? Towards the town that towards the settlement that you're traveling towards. Which means that as you guys are leaving, Bryn Chandler itself, as you make it through the gate and begin walking, it's very quickly that the other settlement comes into sight, right? You can see it far away. About an hour's journey, but it seems to be able to be seen from here, right? There's nothing out of the ordinary about it at the moment. But as you guys walk for the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, instead of the visibility getting better, it's getting worse. You guys realize that the winds are picking up. The cold is picking up, the humidity is picking up, and it begins to snow.
Oh shit.
The winds begin picking up further and further the more you walk.
All pleasant, and I'm gonna pull up my little kind of scarf a bit more over up to about my eyes and just kind of cover up a bit more.
Gerard is already in warm clothing, but even as things get worse, he still seems oddly unbothered, and at this point one must assume he's relying upon his elven eyes to peer through the snow.
It seems that you still have enough visibility to see where you are going at the moment, but it's getting worse and worse. You are sure at this point that the blizzard is coming, and you don't know if you'll beat the blizzard to your destination.
Guys, I think the weather is getting pretty rough right now. I don't know if it's wise to keep going.
Nikeshi, the fire helps a bit, but it's not... it helps very little at this point.
We should stop for a moment and think, like, correctly if we want to keep going or not. I mean, I'm not willing to die for some, minerals.
Point, but
Sorry, could you repeat that?
And that is a good point, but a job is a job.
Yeah, I mean, but they didn't put any, due date. I mean, Blizzard, this Blizzard is getting much, much, much thicker.
Does it feel like it's gonna get worse and worse as it goes on, or is it we don't know?
Make a nature or survival check.
No,
Nature or
physical.
survival.
Survival. I'll give it a survival go. Not great. 9.
So you're not necessarily used to this type of terrain, right? It's a bit
Nope.
snow is not your favorite. When was how long have you been here for?
Probably like maybe wandering through the some of the towns for a week at best.
Okay. 15 survival is a good result. It seems that this blizzard is not incredibly strong. You try to get the vogue towards the actual way the winds and the strength of the winds, and it seems like this would pass rather quickly. But traveling throughout the blizzard itself would be quite dangerous. There are rumors about people that attempt to travel towards the blizzards because they're just close to the destination, almost getting there, and they overpush by like 15 minutes or an hour, and they end up being stranded. Simply because, due to the blizzard itself, you just lose track of where you are without the winds and losing track of each other and getting more and more uncomfortable. But it seems that even though a blizzard is erupting, it seems like it is not in any way like this. It's nowhere near any close to the worst blizzard you've seen. This is something that should be done within a matter of hours.
Drott takes a moment to sort of get his bearings, gather where the wind is headed, and he nods his head once. It will be a blizzard, he remarks, but I don't believe anywhere near the worst the endless winter has brought us. We could forge ahead, or we could wait for a time for it to pass. It should be swift.
Should be swift. I
Might
don't
as
know.
well wait the few minutes we might need to.
Yeah, we should go like as Mikishi said. We should wait, 1 or 2 hours. I don't think that will matter a lot, and see if the blizzard goes a little bit less strong than this, and we can keep going. I mean, the probabilities to getting ambushed in a blizzard like this, or the Yeti coming at us in this blizzard, are pretty high.
And
Bring close, and we'll keep each other safe.
GM,
Yeah.
do we see anywhere nearby that we could take shelter?
There are indeed some places that you could get a bit more shelter towards the woods themselves, like some places where vegetation is still a bit more active, right? Basically tree trunks and whatnot, and massive boulders from the mountainous terrain of where you're going at. But most of it is just covered in snow. You can potentially get a bit of shelter from wind, but nothing too crazy without spending too much time looking. Either way, for a blizzard this small, it probably isn't.
It probably is in what? Sorry.
Enough.
Oh,
That's probably enough cover for something like if it were a blizzard that was going to last days or multiple, like if it was going to last days or something, this wouldn't be enough. But if the prediction of how long this blizzard will last, which should be a couple of hours or so, is correct, this cover would be more than sufficient.
Gerard gestures with a hand toward a large boulder, a bit of an overhang, and he explains, why don't we take our time there then? It should be swift upon the winds.
Stores nods and agreed. I mean,
Sounds like
you're the
a
guy
place
that
to
knows
any.
this place. Yeah. I say we should go like Gerard said. Good idea.
All right.
Okay, I think Mikishi wants to say something, and depending, we would like to let some wood. Okay. But is it
Yeah,
near the place that we are going to take shelter, or it would require like a little bit
it's
more-
near. It's near. It is only. It is within 100 feet or so.
Okay.
After all, the visibility is becoming reduced and reduced. At this point, you see like 300 feet away, so you can still get a good view on potential safe terrain, and the vegetation or the dead trees that you can potentially hide behind for a bit of cover from the wind is within 100 feet.
Okay, sounds about good.
Getting something getting something that could be burned is done somewhat easily if you have access to something that can dry up the wood easily enough. Because there have been a lot of rain and a lot of snow and humidity in the air, which makes just dry wood rare, right? But yeah, produce flame. With produce flame and enough attempts, you can definitely get a fire going if you wish to do so, especially since you have cover.
And
That is easily done.
Gerard carries with him a tinder box, so that may help as well.
For sure.
Sounds good. So, should we go and take the shelter? And Mikishi, I can help you look for some wood to start a fireplace. Very well.
Very well. So you guys go and collect wood. Luckily, you don't have to travel very far away from the place you started at before you find something that is serviceable for only a few hours, right? You guys, what does your camp look like? You guys usually have tents on you. Do you have? Are any of you used to traveling or to resting in the blizzard? Does anyone have any special gear that I should know about?
I have much in the way of any much camping supply. I've got pretty basic camping supplies, with just like kind of a blanket and a bedroll.
Yeah, exactly.
Something I probably set up the bedroll as somewhat of a on the ground and then use as best I can. The blanket sort of just to shield myself.
Yeah. Any tents? Does anyone have a tent?
Let me check. The explorer's bag does have a tent.
It does not have tents, no.
Okay, so no.
Tent is something we're gonna have to purchase at some point.
I don't, but considering I live in the wilderness, I probably should.
You probably should. We can say that you have one, since you literally have been in the wilderness for a bit.
So we do we build a tent or something?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, if we build the tent that Gerard says he has.
Yeah. You guys put the tent up. Begin making snow mounds in order to stop the wind from coming from all sides, right? To get some cover and enough to anchor down for a bit. You put the tent in such a way that also blocks a big of your open area from the wind, and you guys begin anchoring down for the blizzard itself. With the warmth going on, the blizzard begins getting worse and worse.
But, man, Gerard, I thought that you said that the blizzard would not be getting worse.
Well, one never knows in these times, but from what I could tell upon the winds, it should have been swift. Perhaps not pleasant, but swift.
Yeah, maybe I'm just not used to this type of weather yet.
Yeah. For the better part of 3 hours, the blizzard lasts as you guys are hunkering down over at the camp that you have just prepared. You have enough wood and supplies. I imagine that you bunker down in a way to even have something hot to drink from the campfire, in a way to keep your bodies warm and ready to withstand the cold. And after the first hour and a half or so, it begins slowing down, but it's still a bit too risky to get out. And once the 3-hour mark arrives, the blizzard is pretty much over, and it comes to the normal atmosphere that you are accustomed to from the time you spent here, right? It is still a never-ending winter. It is still dark, somewhat dark outside, but there is no doubt that the blizzard itself has ended. And you guys once again realize that you can see the settlement in the distance.
So I was wrong, and you were right, Gerard. My apologies.
Gerard shakes his head and holds up a hand. No need for apologies. Auril's will is unknown to me as much as it is to you.
Fair enough. Should we wrap up and keep on going?
Oh yes, while we can, and well, if rumors be true, we did not walk into what may have been our deaths. I'd say it was worth the wait.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So with that, you guys pick up the...
Goblins.
Oh, well?
No, that's it. That was it. Just let's get after these goblins.
yeah.
All right, sorry.
No worries.
So yeah, with that, you guys pick up the supplies that you have spread out to make this camp. You quickly pack everything up. You begin quickening your pace in order to make sure you catch up for any lost time that you might have lost to the blizzard. But you are very quick to realize that it is quite possible that the enemies that you're after were also stopped by the blizzard. As such, it simply delayed the whole thing a few hours. When you guys arrive, when you guys are about arriving at the place that you were told they would be right at the hour mark, you see on the crest of a snow-covered ridge, you see this frozen and dismembered corpse in front of you, right? And the snow covers some of the gory bits, but the headless torso and severed limbs are still visible. It seems the blizzard didn't completely obfuscate the tracks. As such, you see tracks in the snow all around the corpse, and the telltale grooves in the snow left behind by a sled that has been hauled away.
But are we next to the corpses, or are we like still far away from the corpses?
You are pretty close by at this point. You are pretty close by at this point. You can be at whatever distance you want to be.
Well, Gerard retrieves his bow again and takes a few steps closer to the remains. And he nods his head once, probably hungry from the cold, he says, indicating the body's lack of limbs, but they know the value of iron as well. We should follow the sled tracks, I suppose.
The sled tracks.
Following.
The sled tracks are very easy to follow in a way that you are not even going to really need a check. As a group, you manage to follow the tracks easily enough. And even then, you also see that there are marks of about half a dozen small humanoids that you realize are wearing snowshoes.
That's interesting.
The tracks themselves lead south.
So can you repeat that last one?
The tracks themselves are leading southwards.
Okay.
And not towards the settlement, but somewhere else.
Well, Gerard, for his part, will head off in that direction.
Yeah, Star will follow him. Just like 15 feet behind him, just in case.
Very well.
I think Mikishi asked how long would it take to cremate the bodies that...
Cremating a body, I will say that doing it properly is a process that would take about an hour or so, if it were to be cremated completely, especially with the tools at your disposal. I imagine that as you grow in power, you could begin doing this more and more effective, I guess. But for now, it would still take like an hour, a proper hour to do so.
Yeah, too long, yeah. I mean, Mikishi, we can come back and when everything is done and you can do your thing with the corpses, you know?
Yeah, you could, when you turn back, you could do it on the way back, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. The other elven woman that said that she had fire powers or something of that sort. Do you want also to cremate the bodies or something like that?
VR, snack.
Yes, Nick. Liar. Oh, I don't have fire powers. Oh no, you said that you also worship a god of fire. Okay, got it. I just imagined that if you were worshipping a god of fire, you would have some sort of arcane powers or something like that. It's okay. I mean, that would be handy in, in a dark cave or something.
I don't believe we have time to be talking about cremation and all that, but we should probably get going.
Yeah, I assume that this was happening while walking.
Yeah,
as
while
soon
walking, yeah.
As soon as Mikishi realized that they couldn't burn the body, right? You just began walking and having this conversation.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I thought this was like while walking because he said that it was too long. Okay. Yeah, for me go.
Anyways, so as you guys begin following the tracks are still somewhat fresh, and the blizzard hasn't obfuscated them completely, especially with these many tracks. As you approach, you actually find them easily enough, about an hour later. So you see that the creatures you've been following appear to be goblins based on their stature. All 6 of them groan, grunt, and curse loudly as they all the bulky sledge towards what appears to be a 20-foot tall wagon that is parked in the snow. Harnessed to the convenience are 2 roaring polar bears that don't look happy.
Are they attached?
They are attached to the... Yes. I will show you guys a picture of what this looks like.
Nice. So are we staying in cover so they don't see us right now, right?
They seem to not... You aren't necessarily in cover yet at this point, but they are going the opposite direction, tired and exasperated from the work they're doing, right? Of pushing the...
Oh, so they traveling too?
Of pushing the Sveld. They're traveling towards that thing.
Okay.
Let's see. This question... okay, this one. I have the picture here. This is what they're traveling towards, not what they're currently doing. Right now, they are actually just pushing the wagon in exasperation, right? But they're traveling towards this thing. When you guys notice them, you are about 120 feet behind. So they are... so basically, the wagon itself, the one that I just showed you the picture of, is 240 feet away. And the goblins themselves are 120 feet away. So they're traveling, pushing the sleigh towards it.
Okay, so
Mikishi hands good berries to everyone. How many?
What that is good for? I don't know what good berries does.
Healing. They heal you for 1 hit point.
Oh, that's nice.
Unless
Not these.
Mikishi has something. Yeah, I think Mikishi might have a bit better though.
Life cleric.
Life cleric. Good berries. Ooh, how much? Is that like a 4 heal?
Yeah, it's like 4 per berry.
So it's like a healing potion, that.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically. So you make 10. That's fair.
So 10 for everyone? Oh.
No. Not 10 for everyone. Like,
And then
so
2 for everyone.
we have to divide.
I guess 2 for. I guess there's 6, 9 to split. Yeah.
And as a bonus, they're worth a day's food.
Yeah, which is very nice. If that's, I'll probably just take 2 for myself.
Yeah, I will take 2 myself though.
And
I would say that you could have also done this as you were walking and traveling throughout the day, and not necessarily just now.
Gerard will accept one with a grateful bow of his head.
It doesn't allow me to put it in my inventory, in my equipment.
Oh, don't worry, no need.
Oh.
You're probably going to have to track this one individually.
Okay, so I add it manually.
Because they don't last forever. They last 24 hours unless
They last to the end of the day.
they last until the end of the day. So every day when you get one, you're probably just going to have to add them, write them somewhere.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, as I was saying, the group of goblins are currently pushing the Sveld, right? The Sveld itself is quite heavy, which means that the single goblin can't actually take it. It actually takes 4 goblins to push the Sveld. And you guys see that there are currently 6 goblins pushing it.
Okay. So what should we do, guys? Any plans? Anything? Anyone got an idea or something?
GM, is that the entire lot of them that we can see? 6.
So there are there are 2 goblins that are staying behind to guard the wagon, right? All the way next to the pulver bearers. And 1 goblin that seems to be on top of the tower of the picture I sent you.
So 9 goblins.
So 9 goblins total.
That. Not sure about the rest of you, but I'm fine for a fight. Yes, I think maybe sneaking up on them will probably do better in our favor.
I mean, I'm not the sneakiest one.
Well, if you guys,
always
if I'm not, let me just mention one thing. Technically, you have you could just do alpha surprise round without even getting closer. You have 2 people with longbows.
Yeah, and we have like some sort of
It would technically be they don't see you yet. As such, this would technically be a surprise round, even without getting any closer and preparing a stealth check. But if you wish to try to get a better surprise round, you would need a stealth check to approach a bit closer.
At the very least, I'm going to attempt to approach a bit closer because I don't want to have to run 120 feet before I can hit a goblin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with Omar.
Okay, we can attempt while the others, I guess.
Before you roll, I want to ask the other 2 that have abilities from far away what they're doing.
Gerard's probably going to be looking for a good vantage point from which to snipe the goblins.
Gotcha. What's your range?
Let me pull that up for you. 1 second.
No worries. What about Viari? And Mikishi
sorry,
as well.
My range is 150 by 600.
Okay. Yeah.
That's so big, man.
Okay. So Vier and Gerard are going to do that. What is Mikishi doing? Because I think that's everyone, right? There's 2 people approaching with stealth.
Yeah,
There's
I'm doing
2
my
people
sword before
approaching
stealth.
with range. And there's Mikishi, who is going to guide one of the ones sneaking up.
Guidance. Oh, cantrip.
All right.
To store, because I at least have. I think you're wearing heavy armor, aren't you?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have disadvantage on this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just go. I'll attempt to roll. You can give the guidance, I guess, to store just in case.
So I'm going to ask these. I'm going to ask these stealth checks by order. I want the first stealth checks to be from Viari and Jurat, and you have advantage on these because you're very far away on the snowy terrain. Very good. 21.
Oh,
And now
so good.
Jurat. "17, very good. So both of you guys begin going on your separate ways, but basically symmetrical to each other, or parallel to each other, I guess is the best way to describe it. And you both find a place to hide behind that is within I will say that is within 120 feet of the wagon that's in the back, the one where the goblins are pushing the sweat towards. As for the other ones that were in melee, you can choose the Mikishi can go ahead and choose the guidance target first.
I mean, I would appreciate the.
Okay, so Star, you have disadvantage because of the melee or the heavy armor,
Yeah,
and
but I don't know what the cantrip does to me. Like,
it adds a D4. So basically, you would add the D4 and roll on top.
okay, so I roll the stealth check.
You roll the stealth check, yes.
And then I roll a single D4.
A D4 and add it.
It to the. Okay. So I roll it now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. 9.
9. And now a D4 on top.
D4. 4. Nice.
13. All right.
13.
And then we have. Sorry, I'm still bad with the names. I still need to look at the names of all.
Omar, I think.
Omar, yes. Omar.
Omar.
Go ahead and roll yours as well.
Sure, this will be fun.
Are you also wearing heavy armor?
No, I am not. I am wearing no armor.
Okay.
Oh, sort of. I don't know. Oh, ignore the plus
Ignore
3.
the plus 3. But
yeah, that was an
as a
accident.
group, this is a very good stealth check, and you guys are going to get a good surprise round off. I'm asking one more thing, which is towards Mikishi. Do you just do the guidance and stay behind, or are you also going for the stealth check? Or it's basically the question if you're staying 240 feet away, or if you are approaching any. Okay, perfect. So you guys all move. The two people on range manage to get quite close and have a clear half cover, unless you're prone, in which you would have 3/4 cover. And you guys manage to get a dead drop on them at the same time as the melee people get just close enough that you can get there within a surprise round. It is up to you how you do this now. You can get to anyone, the melee people can get to anyone that's on the Sved, while the ranged people can get to anyone with their attacks.
We roll, I guess, initiative and then work off of that order.
Yep. If someone is going to do the opening attack immediately and not doing any other things, yes, we're going to go ahead and roll initiative. We don't have tokens set up yet for this one, and I don't have a proper map for this one yet. But we will go ahead, and this should honestly, I think since you're level 3, this is going to go very quickly. We'll see. I'm just going to put everyone here.
Do we have to roll initiative for the surprise round?
Yes.
Okay. So we roll it?
Yeah. Click your token and then roll initiative.
As usual, I forget my token.
Token. Oh, I guess I'll just roll it again.
I think I just placed them down now.
Yeah, I see them now. Okay. I'll just. Where's that going?
Okay. How do I put this token thing?
So you click on your token, even though I cannot click on any of the tokens.
You can click on any of them?
Wait, no, I can, but is that the only one I can click on is not mine?
That's not supposed to happen.
Okay, but how do I
can
add it?
probably throw out this.
So you are
cool.
Store,
yeah,
right?
Store.
All you have to do is go to your is click on your token with the left click, which is on the map here.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
You just click it once and then you roll initiative, and it's going to automatically be added to the turn order.
Oh, okay, but I rolled a 3.
No worries, we can change it to the number after.
Okay.
Go ahead and try it anyways.
Okay.
This is the best place to do it since.
Okay.
You want me to just roll again, Tom?
Yeah. Roll. Let's have everyone roll with their tokens, with clicking on their tokens, and then we'll just edit the numbers. If it's lower, if it's higher, fuck it, it's higher.
Oh, I got as high as I could get, so
there you go. You win.
Only go lower.
You win. You get the 23. Okay, so we are missing 1, right? What are we missing?
Neck.
Snack.
Yara?
Yara.
Yes, Nick.
Snack is a bit overwhelmed with his housing stuff. He's been moving places. I'll go ahead and roll for now. I'm not sure if Snack is visiting right now, so I'll go ahead and roll myself. And now we are going to add 2 groups of goblins. First, it's going to be the goblins who are at... This is going to be the first group. These are the ones that are further away. And then there's the ones that are pulling the Sved. So I'm not going to roll initial... I'm going to have to roll a single initiative for all of these. For all the ones that are pulling the Sved. I'm just going to go ahead and roll once. It's a 4, so great, amazing. And now I'm going to roll once for the ones that are at the wagon. And it's a 9. Okay, let me remove the whisper on both. But either way, the surprise round is yours. Jurat is the first one to go.
Jurat is going to try and snipe the goblin who's standing on top of the wagon.
Very well. You would have advantage on this attack as you're coming out of stealth.
Alright.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Yeah, no. I'm afraid not. That is not going to cover it. As the pre-jitters of battle get to you. You take careful aim. A snowflake just goes right into your eye and you kind of go wide.
Oh, and for anyone who can see it, as he's pulling his bowstring back, there's a thorn on the bowstring. It draws just a little droplet of blood, and it's pulled like threads into the air, forming into an arrow, rusty red. And that's the one that goes astray.
Damn, that's so cool. That's so
Right.
cool.
So as the first arrow misses, Omar goes next.
So Omar will bring up his scythe, kind of pulling it kind of off of his side, and will just kind of run up to, doesn't matter which goblin, just to any of the goblins there.
Any of the ones on the sled, John?
Yeah, anyone's on the sled, pretty much. Whichever one is closest, I guess, to me. And I think I may have forgotten to add something that I just want to quickly check. Given the scythe itself, what does this do? Oh no, okay, it's just part of the ability. Cool. So yeah, I will run up. Actually, as a bonus action, I'm going to just set him. Just give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that. There we go. I'm just going to set up this on that goblin. Oh, that didn't do anything. Okay, whatever. Gotta set up a thingy on that goblin, and then I'm gonna smack him.
A thingy? You mean the X?
Yes.
X with curse or X?
No,
actual
just
X.
Just
actual X.
Just
yes.
cast the spell.
Yeah, the spell. The spell.
And
I'll put a little symbol on him. I like using.
Sounds
this
good.
X.
I think he's dead. That's just what I'm thinking at this point. So let's just smack. Wow. Oh wait, no, I have advantage.
You have advantage because of
also
the
whispering.
Yeah. I'll remove the
Incredible.
whisper.
Not one. I removed the whisper. I removed it, so don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I already did that. I just forgot.
But you have advantage, so natural 1 misses, but
okay.
21 shares of it with the X, with the Arvister side. Go ahead and roll damage 5 and another D6, right?
Oh, that should have all been added on top of. That is weird. And it's an additional, let's see, 1
D6.
A D6, and it will be a total of 11 slashing.
11.
As I connect almost like a little kind of blast of kind of air resonates from the blade.
Damn.
Just so I can double check the rules out there. Why 11 and not 9?
It's because of my warlock pact. I get an additional 2 thunder damage on each of my turns. I get an extra 2 thunder damage.
Perfect. All right, thank you. As such,
No worries.
you rush up to him, one quick strike, and the goblin falls down dead within a matter of seconds. And there is almost nowhere near a scream, as the muffled sound of the exasperation, the air had already left his lungs by the time you go for the swing, and he just drops down quietly. The one that's next to him looks towards you in panic as he sees the other one drop, and just has this look of pure fear on his face. Mikishi, you're up. You are 240 feet away from the guys at the back, and 120 feet away from these guys. $120 from the ones that are closer. Walk up some, yeah. Can get within 90. Ooh! You can get within 90. And grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square, which is every single one of them. These plants turn the ground into difficult terrain, and they must succeed in a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. Strength saving throw is probably not a goblin's strong suit. Let's see. Let's find out. Fail. Fail, success, and fail. One success. So all of these are restrained. And as such, we have this little net symbol on them. Any bonus actions, Mikishi? I know you have some... That's certain, alright. Star. You're up.
Oh, and Tom, someone on the channel says that they like the music. Do you have any battle music?
Yeah, I have some battle music. I always forget to change music. Let's get you some battle music going on.
So I will just run towards the farther and goblin, and will take a slash with my. I will pull while I'm running. I will draw my sword from my hip, not on the back one, from my hip, and as I'm drawing it, I will slash the goblin from downside upwards.
All right.
So I have to roll d20, right?
You should be able to roll a d20 plus your strength plus your proficiency.
Okay, wait, because okay, how do I roll for because it's the first time that I use this thing.
Oh,
no worries.
The other day, or you could just click in the character sheet.
Oh yeah, you can just click on the weapon in your character sheet.
Okay, so
Showing you that
character
yesterday.
sheet, yes, just that, and it will roll automatically if it hits or not, and if it hits the damage.
Yeah, then you click on the thing to do the damage as well.
Okay,
You do like click in the chat how I showed you yesterday.
Okay, yeah, true. Okay, so 14. That hits or not?
14 against the goblins that don't have their shields on.
No.
Oh yeah, 18
no,
because you have advantage. Perfect.
Oh yeah, I have advantage because these stealth.
But yes,
Okay.
For reference, the ones that are pushing the sledge obviously don't have their shields on hand, right? They need the hand free to push the sledge. So they're restrained. You have advantage.
Okay. And how?
But yes,
do I
so
apply
18
the
it's for
damage?
sure.
Yeah, but how do
You
I?
click where it's on the chat instead, not on your character sheet, on the chat where it says longsword one handed.
Yeah, I know, but to the one that I won, or do you do that?
Oh no, I do that myself. I do
Okay.
that myself.
Okay. So 10 slashing.
Wow. Okay.
damage.
Yeah. Damn. He is a goner.
He's gonna. And I will just ready my shield in case someone attacks me.
Very
and
well.
I will do my turn.
All right. This guy is still surprised, which means it brings us to Viari Mungaver's turn. Snack, are you here now?
Yeah, he
okay.
apologized before he had the landowner, the landlord.
No worries. I just didn't notice. So you are within range of anyone with your weapon. You're within range of anyone. You are about 120 feet away from this goblin boss right here, which is standing on top of the picture I showed you, instead of that weird wagon being pulled by polar bears. And there are these guys, these goblins that are closer, are about maybe 40 feet away from you, but you are coming from stealth as well, so you have advantage on the attack. You can choose whatever target you see. And the Vidr, very well, you have advantage. I will point out the Vidr himself does seem to be a bit better equipped. He seems to be wearing some he seems to be wearing a shield as well as some metallic armor. Go ahead and roll your attack with advantage. Ooh, okay. Which one are you using? Use one of the special arrows. Shadow arrow. Oh man, this is gonna hurt. So before I even roll any saves, can you go ahead and roll me the attack and the damage? Okay, yeah, that hits. $12. Okay, so he's still up, but he needs to roll a wisdom saving throw, or unable to see anything further than 5 feet away. Oh, this one's so good.
Oh,
let's see.
must
Wisdom save. He rolls never whisper. Wisdom. 14. I think that's a success. Is that a success against you, Snake? I'm not sure the DC on yours, what yours is. I think it should be 8 plus intelligence plus... That's probably a success. I actually gotta check. Yeah, no worries. I'm pretty sure that's a success. I think at this... Until level 5 with point buy, the DC should be 13 at best.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it brings us to the Goblin's turn, to our surprise, and back to the top of the initiative with Jurat. So Jurat, you can totally get a second attempt at this if you'd like. This time you no longer have advantage, as the creatures are now aware of your presence. You're not hidden. You do have cover, so that's helpful.
Let's see.
Unless restrained.
Jurat will
Yes.
first use his Crimson Right to turn his arrows into fire damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to lose some hit points to do that, so I'll roll for that.
By the way, Liara says that he succeeded on the saving throw.
Yeah, he succeeded. D4.
Okay, so I lose 4 hit points. And he is going to once again try and take a shot at the goblin on top of the wagon.
Good luck.
Yeah, that's right. The Goodberry.
19 hits, yes. Eight points of piercing. After the 12 points of piercing, it is still up barely. Does that have any fire damage on top, or does it just switch the damage to fire?
It just switches the damage to fire.
Alright.
I thought it did a bit of extra damage, or is that a later stage?
Oh, you're correct, actually. It does deal additional 1d4.
In that case, no need to roll it because it had 1 hit point left.
Yeah,
That is, whatever it is that you roll on that d4, that is enough. As you take aim for the second attempt, this time you let as you pull the string, you let it dig deep into your own skin, and as the arrow forms, it is covered in flames. And as you shoot towards the wagon itself, where the goblin is standing up top, the arrow manages to hit him right in the feet. And as he goes to grab the arrow to pull it off his feet, he just succumbs to the flames themselves.
Nice shot, Gerard.
And have I set the wagon on fire?
A bit too humid for that.
Okay.
At the moment, not without care. It would take, with this weather, it would take a deliberate attempt to set the wagon on fire. Probably means a couple more of those and some well placed on key spots.
Hope
But yes,
nobody
it's
is an
definitely a
asshole.
progress towards it.
Alright, that's the end of my turn.
All right, Omar, you're up. So the enemies that were in front of you have now since been restrained by some entangling vines that came from the ground. As such, it is your turn.
Targeting the one who has not been. I'm going to set my. I'm going to set my hex to them. And I'm going to switch over. I'm going to stay 10 feet away from them because I have my weapon is I pretty much flavored my weapon as a halberd. So swinging around with the polearm, I'm gonna just smack that one or attempt to smack it as best I can.
All right, good luck.
I think I should now. It should have everything attached to it, which is good.
Oh!
Oh no,
shit.
that's a dead boy.
Oh boy. Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fuck.
So
Okay. Yeah. What level are you again?
level 3.
Fucking level 3, man.
Okay, for whatever reason they added the thunder on top of the crit when that shouldn't be added as part of the crit. So it should just be. It's above a 20.
It is above a 20. So it's
It's
just to make sure,
exactly.
just to make sure for the future, so we can know for next time. It's 14 smashing, first of all, 14 magical smashing, and then it's hex, and then it's instead of 25, it's 21.
It's 23. It should be. It should be 2
Yeah.
less, but it's 23.
Yeah, it's 2 less. It's 23. Okay, so considering this goblin had about 7 HP, I think 23 isn't. I think 23 is enough. Yeah.
Just like swing around and just like not even cleave. Like I accidentally hit with the wrong with the non-bladed side and just splat.
like the far out perk bloody mess. You just shoot him in the foot and he just blows up everywhere. Oh,
yeah, good times. That's everything I can do.
That sounds to me like enough.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see who's next. Next up, we have Mikishi.
I don't know, Gerard.
Cinder. Okay, yeah, sure, why not? Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, sure. I guess a goblin dies from another flame attack against a guy that was before entangled in roots. As a wildfire druid, I imagine the roots that you summon are already ready to be burned. As such, this does a good progress in the cremation. Man, 9 points of damage against a goblin. That is a very dead goblin.
Yeah.
Stor, you are up. Unless you have something else, Mikishi, as a bonus action? Not sure. I'm not sure about the...
I mean, maybe
I think
he wants the moves. Okay.
Star, go ahead.
Okay, so just seeing the firebolt just coming through right next to me, I just look at Mikishin's and give it a little nod, and I just go above the dead corpse of the recently deceased goblin, just kicks him out of my way, and I take a big swing from upwards, downwards to the goblin, trying to slash him apart.
Alright, good luck. You have advantage since he's still restrained by the... Eastern hasn't come out to try and free himself from the vines. As such, you have advantage. 18 shares of it, yeah.
18. And that's
11 points of damage. That is, once again, enough to bring a goblin down. So the vast goblin is standing there, looking at everyone dying around him as he begins pulling desperately at the vines. Yet it's not his turn yet. You hear the goblin say something in Goblin, almost as if they haven't realized that their leader is dead yet. Does anyone speak Goblin? Just for reference.
I don't think so.
Even without speaking the language, you understand the meaning quickly enough, because they immediately begin going away. As in, they are leaving this guy behind. And the ones that are over here on the wagon just pull the sways and the whip on the polar bears, and the polar bears begin going as fast as it can on the wagon itself. They are going to try and escape this.
Fuck, man. We need that wagon.
Do they happen to have any of the, all the iron that we're looking to collect is on this wagon, right?
Correct.
It's
on the sled. Correct.
On the little sled that's with us. So
they
we
haven't
don't
managed
really care
to
about
arrive.
them.
Yeah, you haven't managed to arrive at the wagon yet. The only
fine.
benefit of the wagon is that it has covert.
I mean, it's
And polar bears.
Yeah, we can use it as a carriage to go around. If it is
That
big
would be
enough.
handy.
I don't know if it is big enough.
It is up to you if you want to continue pursuing that, but either way, it is VR's turn because we are technically still in combat. Those guys are going away. They're not going away that fast. If you guys potentially want to keep going after them, it's possible. So, Viari, Moonglair, you are next. And there is still one goblin that's restrained, while the other two goblins are pulling their wagon with the polar bears, just pushing them as fast as they can to get away from here. Snack? Snack seems to revisit it, huh? I'll go ahead and roll an attack against the guy and against the goblin that's restrained. So advantage 23. Oh, you're here? What you want to do? Oh, you were pinging the two in the back. Yeah, if you can potentially get a shot against one of the ones in the back, but you wouldn't have advantage.
It's okay, just shoot him.
If you want to shoot one of the ones in the back, you can do it. Yeah, just go ahead and do your own roll. Good luck.
On the left.
The one on the left, he has an AC of 13, but before you roll, he has an AC of 13, but he has cover. Specifically, he has half cover because you're basically shooting past the wagon itself. So his AC is 15. Go ahead, good luck. Oh, you don't care about that. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's a big one.
As the arrow hits the goblin to the left, he manages to fall up front towards the vehicle, and the wagon itself goes over his body. As the goblin is dead, and there is only one person controlling the wagon at this point. you guys have a lot of people here. If you wish, you can take that guy out.
Which one?
It is Jurat's turn. As the goblins are currently running away on their wagon, there is only one goblin left survive, who is... Oh no, wait, there's two goblins left alive. One of them that is still restrained, and one of them that is currently under the... someone that is controlling the wagon itself. It is Jurat's turn.
Alright, I'm going to, draw another arrow of blood on fire as my veins turn black. And I take aim at the goblin controlling the wagon and let loose on him.
It is the same thing, since it hasn't been to his turn yet, and you guys were pretty much... Yeah, that hits for sure. It was 15 AC, so... And with that, the 14 points of damage brings the goblin down.
And so ends my turn.
Omar, there is technically still one poor goblin alive. Oh, hold on, I skipped his turn accidentally, so let me try and do one thing. Nope, he's still stuck.
Pretty good.
He's just desperately pulling at the vines that are grabbing him by the feet, and he basically sees the goblin right next to him that is currently being cremated from a single firebolt, and he's just like pulling at the strings, pulling at the roots. He has this bleeding look on his face,
and he has the dead body that is cremating, and as I go at that body, I just shoot his head away, just to make my way through the other one that I just killed. So it's just like an intimidation tactic. I mean, they are lesser creatures, the goblins. Easy enough to scare.
So Omar will step forward and it is nothing personal, and I'm going to hex him and then smash with advantage, I guess.
Yeah, you still have advantage technically.
Yeah, he's red and he's engaged with me, so...
And that is a total of 13.
Yep, which is going to end the combat for now, as the vast creature goes down. You still hear the roar of the polar bears as they begin no longer being controlled by the goblins and are still stuck to the wagon. But the combat is over, and take a deep breath. Cold wind. And hopefully the first of many adventures in the Icewind Dale. You guys can go all the way over to the wagon, to the Svad, to the wagon, see what the goblins themselves have. But either way, we'll pick up from this point next week.
Nice. That's cool.
All right, that was a great
Good
start.
session, lads.
That's
Yeah,
really good. Really good start.
session. Thank you guys. I hope that was fun. I personally enjoyed it myself.
People
Yeah,
on
those
the-
arrows are...
People on stream were enjoying.
Those
We had
arrows
a
seem
lot of
neat.
viewers.
Nice.
Ooh.
Tom, quick question.
Yeah? Yeah?
What time does the session start exactly?
7 p.m. UTC.
Okay.
So it was 3 hours and 12 minutes ago.
Okay, because I thought it was 15, because that's what was pinned. That's why I...
Oh yeah, because I set... right, what happened was that I had set in order for recruitment to be easier, I had set up the time on Roll20 to be in between the 15 minutes.
Oh.
Right? I had set it up at 7:15, I think. So
Yeah.
we could potentially change it from anywhere from 7 to 7:30 without... And everyone would be available anyways, right?
Okay.
But technically, yeah, as long as everyone is good to keep with this schedule, this is my preferred schedule, which is 7.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure for next week.
Sure.
So I guess that would be like 15 15 EST.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, cool.
So Tom, I'm going to have you on again tomorrow, I think. But anything you would like to say to the viewers before I close it?
Oh boy, do we actually have people watching? I've tried streaming Tabletop once, and it was a tough experience.
Oh yeah,
But
we've had people all
weren't,
throughout the stream.
That's nice. Well, hopefully that was an enjoyable first session for sure. Hopefully that was an enjoyable first session. That's what matters at now. And hopefully it's the beginning of a very long campaign, because there is a lot to discover in the Icewind Dale, and this was just the beginning. Only 2 projects given this session. One already almost taken care of. Now it's time to go back to Bryn Chander, get your rewards, and potentially you guys just got yourself a vehicle with polar bears? We'll see about that goes.
That's pretty sweet.
That would be neat.
I'm kind of thinking they'll lead us, but whatever.
Maybe. Hey, the goblins put the sandals on somehow.
We have a druid, I think. We got good berries. We might got this.
I mean, I've got the proficiency. No, the 2 proficiency and custom skills of Bakel's Land. Like this.
Oh, geez, I just realized. I mean, it never came up because it doesn't matter, but it's funny. Every time, just for note, only you would see this, Thor. But whenever one of the goblins fell, it seemed like I just kind of, it seemed like any amount of effort I put in to hitting a goblin, I was restored. No, it was like I put a bunch of effort into hitting him, but then the moment I hit them, that effort was just like, it was almost like that effort. I didn't actually have to do that effort. No strain on my body was left. Just something of note.
Oh shit! Okay.
My item neat. And technically it didn't show up in any other way because I didn't get hit.
Okay, that's cool.
So slowly explore the other items you guys started with. Hopefully for next week we can try to work out how you guys got these items, but privately, right? Throughout the week with me, and not
no, that works.
Not in the session. We just talk about it.
Okay, but in a private conversation between one player and the DM. Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Discord messages is always the best way to find me.
I will see you guys next week.
See you next week, guys.
See ya.
All
Snack,
right.
we have session tomorrow, Snack.
Yeah, Tom, do you have like 5 minutes?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Well,
I'll stay.
Okay, so as we close.
That was Snack.
As we close the stream, we're looking at our maybe new wagon and maybe polar bears that won't eat us. And thank you everybody who came out to watch. I appreciate you supporting the charitable effort we're doing for chronically ill and disabled gamers. Thank you as well, GM Tompson. It was a great time, and thank you for your support.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Yeah, and have a good one, everybody. Until tomorrow, and we are back with, as it happens, GM Tompson with another campaign. And that's a good one, so make sure you're around. I'll see you then.